Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher's Dupe. Today I have with me Tristan.
Yay! It's too early for this shit.
Oh, tell me about it. But today we are wrapping up our coverage of Geoff Johns' Superman with the one time he came to try and get things back on track during during Nu52
Awesome.
with John Romita Jr. This is around the time where John Romita actually joined up at DC.
Ew. I'm not a John Romita Jr. fan at all. I don't like the way he draws. I don't know why people. I don't get the draw. I don't.
I understand he's an acquired taste. I
Yes.
personally enjoy it just because I don't know. I think whatever you might not like about, I find interesting. I'm not is he the greatest? No, but have you ever seen how his dad drew and everything? You could definitely then tell he's just a rougher version of his dad.
Yeah.
And also his artwork is I also compared to Jack Kirby. It is very Kirby-esque. A lot of people say he was out aping Kirby is very Kirby-like.
No. I can't see it. I can't see it.
You should see him on the Eternals he did with Neil Gaiman.
No, that might be interesting. Neil Gaiman writing the Eternals.
Actually, it was boring as all hell.
Oh, okay. Never mind on that one then.
But you want to know a book he did do that wasn't boring? Marvel 1602, where basically it's set way back in the 1600s. What if the Marvel Universe started way early? Why did he do that? Because it was right after 9/11 and he didn't want to do anything set in the modern day.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. And in that case, there's some interesting twists and everything. Like they brought in Virginia Dare, the fabled first girl born in America, and actually she has the superpower. She could turn into a doe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Things like that. You have a Spider-Man from 1602.
Oh, that actually might be pretty good. And by Neil Gaiman.
Yep. And with artwork by Andy Kubert.
Oh, even better.
But we'll get to that in the future. Right now, we're focusing on Superman. But yeah, the whole point of Geoff Johns coming on was trying to get Superman back on track because he had been meandering. As much as some people like Jared like to admit, he wasn't doing that well. He was floundering.
When in Nu52?
Yeah, by this point, by the time Geoff Johns came on, and unfortunately, they wasted what they set up with, and Geoff Johns set up because this immediately leads into the truce.
Yeah.
Where he got deeply nerfed and his identity outed.
Well, I'm glad that's gone now.
Mm-hmm. But well, no, this was the first time. Not when Bendis did it. This was the
I know. He's been outed and Superman's come out and in and of the closet so many times.
Not a closet. Wait, isn't it John who came out of the closet?
Oh, yeah. That was John. My bad. It's the straight agenda at play.
But let's just dive right in. I say, this is a good cover. Just look at the energy flow of it.
Yeah, I'll give him that. I don't like it when it's folded in half, like you can't see the whole thing. But when you put the whole thing into... Cover. Yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, this is a front to back cover.
Why does Clark look like a meth head? Like his chin is so weird.
Okay, that's just Romita
I know. It's hard to get used to.
But yeah, 25 years ago in deep underground in Omaha, Nebraska, the Ulysses Research Center, a place that had been studying dimensional, the fourth and fifth dimension, different dimensions. They've been studying and researching, but unfortunately, an event is causing basically seems to go catastrophic. We see this lovely couple running. I'm sorry we ever came here, Bridget. So am I, Peter. Lab secured. They locked us in because the director doesn't believe the strange matter from Dimension 2 can be contained. It's absorbed the East Wing. Protocol isn't only shut down and quarantine, Peter. They're going to self-destruct the lab. Strange matter is only going to keep growing, Bridget. Basically, now, while the world isn't going to end, as far as they know, their lives are in danger. So they choose to get their infant son out of there by sending him into Dimension 4.
Awesome.
And we're seeing very similar stuff, like the air there is saturated in undefinable energies. That we've theorized could potentially empower human physiology. But even if our son survives the trip, what will the beings there do to him? The populace seem completely devoid of violence towards one another. Hopefully they'll accept him. What if they don't? He looks enough like them. Yeah, he did, and yeah, that's a misunderstanding. He doesn't look like them, but they don't know that. But he's not like them, Peter. He will never be like them. This is exactly why we agreed to establish the Ulysses Research Center, the search for a better world for our family, and we found it. If there was room in the probe for us to go with Neo, we would, but don't, Peter. Don't try to convince me anymore. Don't say anything else except goodbye. So,
aww,
look at him.
Look at the baby. Okay, he draws a good baby.
Oh yeah, and you remember that in Superman Year 1 when we went over that?
Yeah, that's adorable.
Yep, and we open up now and today, and Superman fighting Titano.
Oh, that's cool. That actually looks really good.
Now, just a reminder, by this point, Lobdell had Clark quit working at the Daily Planet. So by this point, he's still not working for them.
Why did he quit?
Oh, he was fed up with Morgan Edge telling him what stories to write and to do the stories that it's like, you work for me, you do the stories I tell you to do. And he's basically like, I've had enough. I quit. And
gotcha.
He walked out. Cat Grant followed with it behind him.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yep. And you got him on the rope. This is your big shot. And it's mine too. Olsen, what the hell is this? Uh-oh. Look at the image. It didn't come out right. That's Superman. That is not Superman. Mr. White. And I defy you to find another photographer in Metropolis who can get you a shot like this of Superman's leg. That's the Man of Steel delivering his finishing blow. And I was 3 feet away from him and Titano when it all went down. I was so close I could smell the ape's breath, which, by the way, is worse than the men's room after Mr. Lombard's afternoon break. Titano's
oh my God.
Also fogged up your lens. Yeah, I guess it did. Still better than nothing, isn't it? Olsen, why do you work here? Because you hired me and you haven't fired me? I did. And I haven't. And I don't get you. Your parents left you tens of millions of dollars. Again, playing up stuff I think Lobdell or someone in the Action Comics, one of the two, had set up. That Olsen was stupid rich. But here we actually get a clarification. My parents didn't voluntarily leave me that money, Mr. White. Their business manager called it a clerical error. Chances are they'll magically reappear after the allegations against them this time are expunged by their lawyer. Trust me, when my parents do make their grand return, they're going to force me to pay them back every single dollar I spend. So in other words, beforehand it was stated his parents had died and he inherited the money. Now, and Geoff Johns is clarifying, yeah, no, his parents do this all the time.
Well, that's kind of the worst parents ever. Oh. Fake our death, take our money, then we're going to sue you for the money back.
Oh, no.
God.
Sue him for the money back. They're just going to simply say, give us, and basically, if he holds the money, no one's going to touch it because they're going to feel like, well, yeah, Olsen didn't do anything wrong. And then when they get back, he then like, give us the, okay, mom and dad, here's your money back. And even basically eventually clarifies also, if I spend even a dime of it, they demand I reimburse them.
Ah, fuck those parents.
So they're not exactly parents of the year or any given day. So what are you going to do about the picture? You going to buy the picture or what? I know Superman never sits still for photographs, but next time, try to get more than a blue and red blur. Here's a voucher. Enjoy your lunch. All right, Mr. White. And so basically, Perry had invited Clark to come on over and meet up with him. He's trying to coax him to come back. Kent, I've been in this business for 35 years. That's impressive. And you know what? I thought headlines like this couldn't be topped. Man of Steel arrives in Metropolis. Superman dies. Superman lives. Blind people. Alien invasion. Superman returning from the grave. Again, this is also during the point where Nu52, they keep on saying he did die, mostly because Scott Snyder still referenced in Swamp Thing, but they never specified how it played out. So as far as we know,
Scott Snyder's Swamp Thing was so good, though. Okay, sorry, off subject.
No. I agree. Hey, Tris, a lot of people have gone off subject, and you're just
Yeah.
like, I believe I really believed I seen it all, but now this happens. Lex Luthor saves world during Forever Evil. I need.
Oh yeah, Forever Evil was so good too.
Yep. To do what? Bad guys are good. Good guys are bad. Things have been turned upside down. Not going to disagree with you there. Basically, a whole lot of talking as he's trying to convince him. You know, it's like, the Daily Planet needs you back. Back. Mr. White, after I left, I'm not sure Mr. Edge would allow that, even if Morgan Edge may be our owner. But I'm still editor-in-chief. And per my contract, I hire whoever I want. And I want you. And he's still trying to convince him. But also, again, a lot of this is Geoff Johns calling out some of the handlings of him.
Right.
Of Clark. Like, I watched you over the years. While others go out for a drink, you go home alone. You could have asked Lois out a dozen times, but instead you hold yourself back and let a guy like Jonathan Carl, sorry, had to do that. Swoop in. And if you ask me, part of the reason you left the planet in the first place was to keep your distance from all of us. But everyone needs someone to talk to, Kent. I'm not saying I'm that person for you, because I'm not. But you need to go out there. No, he's more being honest there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, because he's so brutally honest, he knows that's why he's giving him this hard advice. But you need to go out there and find someone who is. It can't be that hard, can it? So we see him, just stuff with Clark going on in his day. Talking to Diana. Meanwhile, Lois and some of the others like, oh God, Lois, Lumbar's trying to buy us drinks again. Check, please.
Oh my God.
No message, Alfred. Have a good night. Sign the papers, Mr. Olson. I'm not signing my parents' money over to you and your firm, Mr. Wolfingham. Then why did you agree to come here? I know my parents couldn't care less about me, but I care about them. I just want to know where they are and if they're okay. I won't tell anyone, I swear. If you're not going to sign, Mr. Olson, we're done. Wow, that's the people that work for his parents? Dicks?
I mean, his parents are dicks, so.
Yep, still not as good as Mom's. Aww. What is it?
I mean, this art isn't as bad as some of the stuff I've seen from JR. It's not awful. Yeah. This is pretty good. I don't mind this at all.
But of course, help! Please help! Everyone run! It's going to fire again. First things first. Let's see who's in here. So there's the ship up above that was attacking. So this is when we were first introduced to Mr. Oz. Well before Doomsday Clock. Well before Mr.
So this is where he started.
Yep, and I don't know if he was always meant to be Jor-El or not. I think, in knowing that he was eventually revealed to be Jor-El, it does add some things in the context, but who can say?
Right.
But yeah,
I always thought that was a good reveal.
Oh, it was. But yeah, come on now, Superman. Clark, you always get up when you get knocked down. I taught you that. All right. So basically, this mysterious, he's this mysterious mentor, as far as we know. That we think, anyway. But of course,
right.
If when he says that, it could also mean his holographic messages, for all we know.
Yep.
All right. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, not sure what you said, but you've made your intentions clear. My turn. He's starting to feel the sense of what would eventually be his solar flare, but we don't know that yet.
Oh, okay.
Yep. What did you? They start fighting them all off, and then there's Ulysses, and he's arguing with this alien, and then double punch.
That's freaking awesome. That is that.
Yeah.
The spreads are really good. What gets me is I hate his chin.
Yep, and there's some issues where he definitely rushes it.
Yeah.
So, since this is the first issue, of course, it's his best. As we get towards the end, it starts to suffer.
Okay. That doesn't... See, the chin, they all look like crackheads.
Wait, so did Gary Frank with the kids, remember?
Well, that's true. Okay, these people look like meth heads. Gary Frank does the crackhead kids.
Right. Thanks for the hand. Whoever he is, it looks like he's down for the count. Do you know him? Hello, do you understand me? You're speaking English. Yes, you're in Metropolis. In America. America? No. this is impossible. Cleric said he find my world and destroy it. I believed it to be gone, and that his threats were empty, but it wasn't destroyed. Earth survived. Who are you? They call me Ulysses. I saw I was the last son of Earth, but I'm not alone.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yep, and there's a variant cover, but and this is around the time of when Damien was dead, and Peter Tomasi brought him back.
Oh my God, that was so long ago. Almost 10 years. Holy shit.
I know. Oh, look at that cover.
That's a good cover. That's a really good use of shadowing.
Yep. Do you know what would make this surprisingly well written and take an article even better than it already is? If we publish it, Superman and Metropolis has a brand new flying man up in the skies, working alongside Superman, and yet not a single one of you can even tell us his name. Because it starts with a U, Chief. The Daily Planet is about guesswork, Lumbar. It's about facts. Is this guy Superman's brother, cousin, uncle twice removed? No, and why no cape? What's with the long hair? Is he here to stay? The world wants to know. So do we, Chief. Flying man are the planet's bread and butter, thanks to you, Lane. You broke the new ground when the Man of Steel first appeared on the scene. Now kick down some doors and do it again. I don't kick down doors, Chief. I get myself invited in. I kick down the doors, Perry, and ask the hard questions. Like, how have you not had a heart attack? He's had 3, Mr. Poor troop. Your editorials are supposed to give a young perspective on our ever-changing city of tomorrow. So what do you got? I've got 5,000 words on what another Superman might mean for us, Perry. Let me guess. It's about how a new Superman will affect global warming. Actually, the Global Warming Commission released a statement. The emission from Superman.
Woke.
1 hour battle with the robotic Titanic were equivalent to 1 week of consecutive gridlock in Metropolis. Well, maybe a tag team of Superman will do it in 30 minutes. That's an angle, Lombard. Put the football aside and give me your take on Superman and his new partner. How do they work together? What are they playing for? What do you want me to do, Mr. White? Get out there and get a photograph that's focused for once, Olsen. Perform that little miracle, and I'll let you keep your day job. But I'm still freelance. Why? And now, why are you still sitting here and staring at me? Get out there and get me a story. Excuse me, Mr. White. Hi, everyone. No interruption at all, Kent. I was just putting the exclamation point on this meeting. So they're going around still talking. I'm driving at mediocrity, Kent. Cat Grant's as good as signed. But tell me you've agreed to come back too before I jump out a window and hope Superman doesn't catch me. I appreciate the offer, Mr. White, but I'm not here for my old job. I need your help. So Clark's there to try and figure out about, the Ulysses research lab, because he heard about that from Ulysses himself about it.
Right.
Turned out Perry wrote that article 25 years ago when it went down.
Oh, okay.
But he gives a summary about all this stuff, about the research, how they were trying to find a utopia. And, the place to start fresh. So what better place to start in another dimension? Some place where you can get there quick, rather than space travel where who knows the crapshoot you'll get.
Right.
So, yeah, and I love this with Perry, just explaining how, he wants a deal thing. And no, how about this? I'll tell you what I know if you make a deal. You bring this piece, whatever you're working on, to me, the planet gets first dibs. And if I run it, you come back to your desk and give it another go. Mr. White, I used to chase the story like you and Lane and the others, Kent. I'll save you some time hitting dead ends. I know more about this lab than any website or government agent will confess. I went there. I talked to Dr. Knight and the scientists she recruited. You agree to my terms? I'll work with you on this. To which he agrees.
That's awesome.
But then Ulysses shows up, revealing, making him having to cover for himself and claim that's his story, an interview with him, which basically means, yep, he's stuck coming back because he knows Perry's not going to turn it down.
Oh, yeah.
It's Superman's brother. Hey, you ruined my shot. But of course, Ulysses doesn't understand the idea of secret identities. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Okay, wait. No. I was going to ask a question, but I think it'll be answered by the end of this. I kind of like this character, but I don't want to know. I don't know if I should yet.
keep teeter-tottering on that fence.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, trust me, you're supposed to. How can Clark score that interview, Lois? I don't know, Jimmy, but we're gonna find out. We are Lois and Olsen, Elaine and Olsen, together again. And I don't understand, Superman. You need to call me Clark when I'm wearing clothes like this. Why? Truth is, if you didn't have the ability to somehow sense me and hadn't followed me into the Daily Planet, I wouldn't have told you my secret identity. What's a secret identity? Basically, it's a way to blend in. Blend in so we can walk among them without being noticed, like you. Oh, Ulysses, I'm not exactly normal. And unlike you, I'm not even human. I was sent here from a child from a dying alien world. Sent away as a child like I was? Like you. And you think you were. I was Superman. Clark, I remember my parents. Their picture. Can I have it back? My parents gave me a journal. So, in other words, they're so much alike.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, and yeah, this cleric guy is all hidden away in a state of hibernation, healing himself, and also accommodating to the atmospheric pressures of the planet. So basically, he's like, what we do from here? I won't be long because he's trying to find out what he can about this place. Are his parents even dead? As he's looking around through where the place was, thanks to Perry's info, Ulysses is just chilling, looking at the photos of them, of Mom and Pa, comparing them to his parents. And then he decides to blend in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Meanwhile, there's the cover shot.
Oh, I love that.
Perry, it's Clark. Hi there, handsome. Hello. But my name is Neil. Ha! So
oh my gosh.
Oh, hey, buddy, you got to pay for that. You need to give me some money. Whoops.
That's so funny.
What's going on? Run, pal, run. My fellow humans are going to get hurt. I'm not going to run. I'm going to help. Uh-oh.
Engage. Wait. Can he get hurt?
No, it more knocks him around.
Okay, all right.
So it's more like because it's more surprised.
Gotcha.
Where I come from, there is peace. I'll bring peace to this world. It is what my parents wanted for all of us. It was their dream, and they died for it. And these are robots. All right, are you sure, Perry? I'm as surprised as you are, but Perry, an explosion outside. What is it? Looks like Superman's new friend. And Clark, looking for me, warmongers? Because Geoff Johns also introduced a new villain named the Machinist, Machinist, who creates these robots.
Oh, awesome.
I told you to wait for me to get back. Those things, they threaten me. So basically, he's making his own type of stance that seems to be similar to Superman's. All right, let's focus on this for now. These androids are similar in design to a machine that showed up in Metropolis a few days ago. Titano. Looks like I got another story to investigate. I'm going to clean this mess up. But right now, we're drawing a crowd. And you need to come with me. Why are we here, Superman? Well, basically, we find out that his parents are still alive. They were actually able to shut it down.
Wait. They're alive? Then why haven't they been in his life?
No, because he was in the other dimension. They couldn't go back.
Oh, okay. And why doesn't that dude have an arm?
He lost it trying to shut everything down.
Loser.
They're just showing that there was a sacrifice. But yeah, look at this reunion.
But why is this just now happening?
Well, it's meant to show that things played out since obviously when he was sent away, the Earth wasn't destroyed. So that means there was a good possibility that it was.
And they were just like, fuck it, our kid's out there in another dimension. We're not going to try to find them.
No, they couldn't. They didn't have the technology anymore to even go to that dimension.
Oh, okay.
They shut it down. But the damage was done. There was no way to duplicate what they had done, and the entire project was shut down, as we saw.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So, you have to be alone, Clark, for now. Making a better tomorrow.
Aww.
And yeah, this is where we get the Machinist.
Awesome.
Yep, which Geoff Johns would introduce, and then it wouldn't be until Rebirth where a different writer, Rob Williams, would finally have him be apprehended.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But yeah, so we're just seeing him like his planet destroyed when he was a baby. His parents killed in a car crash when he was in high school. He sees and faces tragedy and people of the worst kind every day. Yet Superman never gives us hope. And yet Superman never gives up hope. Or at least Clark hasn't yet, has he? Can he? If I let you out, I'm sure you'd offer an opinion. No idea who's in there. Could have been Mixie. Who knows?
Oh.
That was the other thing. Again, all of these mysteries set up, but if we go off of what happened later, that was probably Mixie in that room.
So they never explain it, or just
they never try to clarify what was before. They just keep moving forward with it. And then, of course, Bendis would doing his take on Jor-El that would ignore the entire Dr. Manhattan stuff.
Yeah, that was dumb. Right. But it's Bendis, so what do we expect?
Right. We lost faith in tomorrow. Why? Your mother and I were once physicists for the American military, Neil. One day, an independent scientist named Dr. Margaret Knight came to the door. Somehow, she knew everything about us, even though the work we did was classified. And worse yet, she showed us the mass killings our work had led to. Then Dr. Knight told us about her private facility. So basically, their work had led to it. Not that they did it themselves, but that the work had led to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Big difference. Big difference. Not that
well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The Ulysses Research Lab, and their former military scientists from around the globe were working together to literally find a better tomorrow, another dimension. A place without the war and the hate and the dangers we felt were unavoidable on Earth. We honestly believed we were doing the right thing. We truly did. But one night, Dr. Knight and several others died when the reality-eating strange matter was inadvertently unleashed. The lab was seconds away from total annihilation, so we did what we thought we had to. We rocketed you away to safety. Your mother and I thought we were going to die. We thought the only way to save you was to send you to the fourth dimension. But minutes after we did, miraculously, we discovered a way to seal the leak and contain the strange matter. Yep. Our research was lost.
Fucking irony.
Finding you. We made such a horrible mistake. Are these pictures of me? We never forgot you. We never stopped searching for you. Neil, can you ever forgive us? Forgive you, Mom. I'm just so happy you're alive.
Aww.
The first thing I remember is a blue light. I only realized later it was the interdimensional energy that signified my arrival into the fourth dimension. My parents, my adopted parents, my adopted parents, found me and took me in. Ulysses, because of his ship. They cared for me as their own child. When I started going through changes, they helped me understand why. So basically, he's much like Superman, but he can absorb any energy.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's infused with the essence of the fourth dimension. My parents both have moved on from the physical world some time ago now. I'm sorry. They lived a long life, centuries. So basically, he's explaining, how things are in his world and how Cleric was one of the criminals who he defended the great world from his attack. As I told Superman, I saw Earth was already gone and that you were both dead. Do you need to go back? With Cleric here and in prison, they don't need me anymore. I'm home, Mom, and I'm staying here. So yeah, so he's now having a nice talk with Superman. She is. I have a friend who can help provide a digital and paperwork trail to account for Neil's whereabouts. So they're trying to accommodate him without having him be Ulysses, trying to get him back as being Neil again.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, and she even says, as far as I'm concerned, your family too.
Aw, that's so freaking cute.
The great world doesn't have as many stars in the sky at night. There are hardly any at all. It's a lonely solar system, but this one is so beautiful. Neil, I may be smart, but I've never been a particularly hopeful man. Your mother and I dreamt of getting you back in our lives for so long, but the truth is, we'd given up some time ago. I had, really, and I did my best to get her to. I'm sorry for that. Don't give up on hope, Dad. Tomorrow will be better.
Aww.
Ulysses, what are you doing here? I didn't know if Kryptonians needed to sleep. I don't sleep. I never have.
Dude,
My
creepy.
I know. So again, like he's trying to understand like about him being Clark Kent still and asking, do you dream? Clark, and usually sometimes both. Are you Clark Kent or Superman in your dreams? And he admits both.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, he finds out about his parents, Kryptonian parents, begging him to save Krypton before it explodes. And then I wake up. I wonder if I could dream. Would I have dreamt of Earth? Would I have thought it out earlier and found my parents years ago? I've wasted so much time. What is that? It's a piece of the mechanical creature. So basically, they're getting a tip off about the machinist, and they're following there to the scrapyard.
Okay.
Like, yep, if you're building mechanical war machines like the ones that attack Metropolis, it's a perfect place to scavenge for parts. True. So yeah, they're going through, and it's starting to lead to a typical adventure. Your heat vision. I absorbed, releasing it back at a low output. So he's actually absorbed some of the heat vision.
Oh, and that's cool.
Yeah, and Superman's just curious what's going on with his heat vision. It's been acting up so much lately.
That's not cool.
Yep, but then this little thing taps onto Ulysses and takes over him, causing him to zap Superman.
What?
Well, it's the machinist doing it. That was that.
Oh, okay.
You're wondering if you've hurt him, aren't you, Superman? You're such a good guy. I am the machinist. This is the factory. These are my merchandise. Why? Why did I make these, or why am I sending them after you? The first answer, to sell. And the other, what do you think I can get for my work when it can stand up to you, Superman? 10 minutes with the Man of Steel is worth tens of millions of dollars. They won't last 5. You're helping me validate my work. I do love it. You see, it's not about who buys them or why. It's about what they allow me to do. I may sell them, but the factory is still connected to them. I see what they do, who they kill, and how. I have the greatest library in the world right here. And deaths like you wouldn't believe. Now, can my mind tricks get into your head too? And you'll be the most powerful weapon of all. You'll listen to my every command, just like they do. You say out of my head! And he zaps him. Ulysses, what did you do? I had to snap him. I had to. I killed him. No, I'm still here. And you've just killed an innocent man. Oh, that old bit.
Oh, shit. Oops.
Yep. And did he really kill him? Hold on, I gotta skip ahead. I hate when it does these, where it does the you have other issues in between like that. I hate when it does that.
Oh yeah, that's silly.
Okay, come on. And there was also Future's End in between.
Why did they put all that in between?
Because it happened in between.
Oh wait, okay, so this is 34 to 35. It was just the tie-ins.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, those are just the tie-ins or the director's cut issues where they show, the artwork in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're seeing then them chit chat, the water cooler talk and everything. Mm-hmm. Perry, wait, the Ulysses story was mine. You were there when I assigned it to everyone, Lane. You're welcome to chase it. After Clark Kent already scored an interview with Metropolis' new mystery man, you thrive on competition. That's true. Everyone else might underestimate Kent, but you know what he's capable of. True again, but since Clark doesn't work at the planet, why is he in the mix? If I have anything to say about it, and I do, Kent will be back in the bullpen by the end of the week. You hear that, Frasian? Find another desk. That one's about to be reoccupied. What are you smiling about, Lois? The Daily Planet is finally getting interesting again. Grab your camera, Jimmy. Again, pot jetted out once Clark left. Really, the planet was just there. But you don't have Clark actually working there. Why focus on the others? You could just have Lois out in the field. You don't have to focus on the planet.
Yeah.
But turns out it's revealed. Ulysses feels awful. I killed him. You would have, Ulysses, if that man wasn't already dead. He was already dead. One of the machinist's mind ticks cracked into your skull and took control of your voluntary functions. There was another one on the side of that man's head. My X-ray vision revealed it's already rooted itself deep within his brain. He was dead before we even got here. But that blast would have killed him, Ulysses. You can't ever use your power like that against someone. I thought he was going to hurt you. It doesn't matter. You have to find another way. It's important. You understand that? Who was he? You're still trying to sort that out. So yeah, he's trying to give him the good advice about everything. And he's trying to then give him the transmitter saying, you can follow energy trails. You can lead us to him. Yes. If we bring him in. Yes. Alive. Go. Machidas, the weather's getting worse. I've sent a message to our buyer telling him he has 1 hour to arrive with his payment. No one can get through this storm. If they want my merchandise badly enough, they'll find a way.
It's like Dr. Doom.
He does, but whoop. They're lifting up the big barge.
That's hilarious.
Superman, what do we do? Machinist, you do nothing. Leave this to me and mine. Wake up. Uh-oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Look at those birds.
That's crazy.
You found the machinist, Clark. Now what will you do with him? It's getting a little heavy. As they're using their visions. Is it really him this time? I'm not sure it's a him. Your X-ray vision, I assume. But you can see I'm a bit of a both. Two brilliant people thrown into one. I didn't choose this, though I've long since accepted it. You can tell me your sad story later. Right now, I want you a list of everyone you've sold your machines to. I'll never give up my clientele, Superman, though I will say it's a very long list. Stand aside, Superman. I don't need him to talk for us to find his machines. If I can focus my power, I'll be able to map out trails to everyone who's come into contact with them. If it may test the limits of my abilities, but... Ah! Ulysses, somehow I reached beyond the machinist's creation. There are millions and millions of them. Weapons cover this planet. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
There are a lot of answers to that question, but Earth has yet to conquer disease or famine or natural disaster. These are the common enemies of man, yet they seem obsessed with weapons. We need to find and destroy Earth's weapons, Superman. All of them. We can't do that, Ulysses. It may take time, but we have the power to, and people have the ability to build more. Then how do we save Earth? We're doing it right now by stopping madmen like the machinists, by using our abilities to lead by example and hope that others follow. We can't force them to. That's not how it works. But how many have laid down their guns? Some. And they join the others that suffer at the hands of those who refuse? My parents, everything they said about Earth, why they wanted to leave it. Maybe they were right. Ulysses! You're right, Superman. The world will never stop wanting weapons. That's why you'll never be rid of me. Mr. Oz said so.
Oh, shit.
Yep, and you've seen all the stuff. World War II Memorial. No, we haven't seen Neo, Superman. And is that, is everything all right? I think so, Mr. Quinn, Mrs. Quinn. I'm sorry, I don't want to worry you. If you hear from him, you can call me back at the number I gave you. Mr. and Mrs. Quinn, loathe that they're asking them questions, and they close the door in their face. So basically, Clark's talking to Ulysses, like Perry said, have someone to talk to.
Yeah, that's true.
Ulysses is now revealing a big thing. He's now saying how he grew up in the fourth dimension and among the most accepting and loving beings in existence. And he's basically now going to offer them all to come to a better world.
That's cool.
He said, we have the capacity to bring 6 million people. Will you be one of them?
It's a lot of people.
Kind of extreme, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
This is around time of Snyder's Endgame.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you remember that one? With that led to Gordon being in the suit? Boy, this brings back memories just going over all this.
Yeah, these were good stories.
I've always believed that one day after this, the day after this one would be a better day. I believe that because growing up on my adopted world, it was a certainty. A better tomorrow was never in question. But that isn't true here on Earth. Mr. and Mrs. Quinn, please talk to us. Since my return to Earth, I have tried to acclimate to my birth planet, but I don't understand it. How's Ulysses on our phones? I've seen enough to know the reality of a better tomorrow on this planet is impossible. Even if I were to help you conquer disease or famine or natural disaster, the hatred, prejudice, and violence that permeates your culture is forever. You have no idea how sad it makes me to come to this conclusion. I thought I was home, but I was wrong. This isn't my
Dang.
home, and it doesn't have to be yours either. I wish I could offer everyone this chance. I wish I could bring all of you back to the fourth dimension, where I could give you and your families a future to look forward to, where I could help heal all the sick, hungry, and tired. But the great world's resources are limited. We can only accept the first 6 million to arrive at our landing spots. We leave in 24 hours.
Holy crap.
Now, again, that's one thing that JR is great at is technology.
Yeah, for sure.
I know. Kent, you've been the one investigating Ulysses. What is this? This Exodus of Earth. That's your headline, Kent. Kent? What are you doing? I've sent the transports to nearby cities to begin boarding. You can't take people from Earth like this. I'm not taking anyone. I'm making an offer to my fellow humans, Superman. It's their choice. If they wish to start over and forget the problems here, they can join me on the great world. We need to talk about this. What's there to talk about? This planet's lost in a pit of depravity. That's not true. There's always hope for a better tomorrow. Oh, Earth is facing the same problem it was when my parents sent me away. What has gone better? In the last 25 years, plenty has. A perfect world doesn't happen overnight. I'm not going to pretend I can save Earth. I can't. You can't. I'm not here to fix every problem the world has. It's beyond me, Ulysses. But I'm not beyond the people here. But it's not beyond the people here. I believe it is. And with all the plagues Earth and that plagues Earth, what kind of life could anyone ever have? What kind of life could I ever have? Ulysses! So in other words, look at it as if like Clark grew up. If Clark had been sent to Krypton, grew up there, and Krypton was more the utopia, then he came back to Earth. That's what we're supposed to believe that it's supposed to be like.
Okay, that makes sense.
You're running toward that thing, Lois? Of course she's going to. It's the story. Now, of course, his parents, they're considering going to join. One, it's what they've wanted. And two, they don't want to leave their son.
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Quid, where's your son? He's not here. I need to talk to him because I can hear everyone else talking about him. The military is moving in to inspect the ships. Neil's only doing what we tried to do when we founded the Ulysses Research Lab. He's offering people hope. We lost a lifetime with Neil, Superman. We won't lose another day. We're going with him. Take me, take me. So yeah, hey, stop shoving. Let's be honest, this would happen.
Oh, definitely.
Says who? My family and I were here first. Like hell you were. Back off.
Yep.
There are the others from the fourth dimension. Are you getting this, Jimmy? When haven't I? Please, my child is ill. You have to help them. Help us. Take us to the great world. There's so many people that need help. My wife wants to go. Her mother's sick. They're saying they can cure the sick on the great world. And there are no prisons, no crime. So what are we doing here? Cleric? Mom? Dad? Neil! Are you all right? I'm fine, Mom. We're ready to come with you, Neil, to the fourth dimension. If that's where you're going, we want to be there. We love you, son. I love you too. Neil, what's wrong? I love you both so much. That's why you can't come with me.
What?
I don't understand. I didn't know you were still alive. They didn't tell me you were still alive. I'm trying to protect you. Protect us from what? What aren't you telling us, Neil? Ulysses? What's really going on? Why is Superman here? You're scaring us. Just let me say goodbye to my parents and let me go. Not until you answer my question. I told you, get out of my way. Neil, son, stop. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. Oh.
What a dick.
I do not want to do this, Superman. Any of it. But this is the only way to save my parents and to save you. You're a good man. Why? I've done this before. But this was different. This was Earth. I don't understand. You're right, Superman. A perfect world doesn't happen overnight. A perfect world has a cost. and Earth must pay for it.
Dang.
Yeah, you were right to be iffy about him.
I figured.
Yep. Oh, look at that cover.
Really, really good.
I'm not going to let any more harm come to you, Superman. I promise. Oh, look at that glare. Like, where am I? You're on one of the Great World ships over the city of Boston. Ugh. Careful, Superman. The holding system is mimicking kryptonite radiation, and although the energy is not a perfect replication, it's close enough to hurt you. Fighting will only raise the intensity and make this more painful than it has to be. I'm sorry. You've helped me so much. You've been such an inspiration. I don't want to do this, but I have no choice. And there's Cleric. No, he is my friend. What were you arguing about? I told Cleric that I'm returning you to Metropolis after we bring these people back to the great world. Who is he? Cleric is my adoptive father. He found me when I first landed on the great world. He taught me the way of the Seekers. So that whole fight between us and Cleric when you first arrived was a lie to earn the world's trust and yours. We needed the people to believe in me. And if you did, they would. Then when I offered them a better tomorrow, if they traveled with me back to the fourth dimension, back to the great world, they would accept it. They're letting us up into the light. Don't fight. If we fight, they won't let you on. So they are still getting on board.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What are you planning to do with these people? What must be done? The great world's future depends on this. Now, please stop asking questions. Soon this will all be over. I want to know what you're going to do with the 6 million people. What does it matter? There are 7 billion on Earth, and your population is growing by the second. It's amazing how oblivious you are to the problems you're facing. Your natural resources will be depleted before your lifespan's over. Have you ever even considered the end? As a Kryptonian, you will live long enough to witness the collapse of humanity. You can't see the future, Neil. You can't condemn us before we fail. You're not human, Superman. Why do you pretend to be? Why do you lie to yourself? You'll never belong on Earth. You'll never be human. After seeing everything I have on the world, I hate being human. What would your parents say to that? They wanted to leave Earth too. They would understand. Sacrifices must be made. And there are his parents. Neil! Goodbye, Dad. Goodbye, Mom. Wait for us! And they got on board, but he doesn't know they got on board. He just thought that they're seeing him off.
Oh, okay.
We're going back to the fourth dimension. We're going to save my adopted world. The great world is powered by its core. Its life energies must be replenished every decade. As a designated seeker, I travel across the 5 dimensions in search of worlds that can provide the fuel necessary to sustain our planet. 5 million human lives will do that.
Holy shit.
So they're sacrificing these innocent lives just so the great world could keep going. That's not a utopia.
No, not even a little bit.
It's a utopia for those that live there, but that's a bad utopia.
Yeah.
But of course, for his parents, they think this is incredible. They think they're going to join in. Once their bodies are broken down and the bioenergies within them processed and introduced into the core, the great world will be safe again. You've done this before. We've had to many times. It's like your dream. The one when you were back on Krypton, but was no way to become Superman. Imagine if there was a chance. What would you do to save Krypton? I wouldn't slaughter millions of people to keep the lights on. It's more than the lights. Yep, it's everything. Health and sustenance. The core provides it all. Life for life. That's the only way. What would your parents think of that? Stop asking me that. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. And every single person you've abducted matters too. Every single life. This is mass murder, Neil. You have to stop it. You have to help me stop it. If I do, the great world dies in a matter of days. They have been searching for so long, formed from so many other worlds. There's no more time. And these are transport ships, aren't they? So we use them to bring everyone here back to Earth. Back to Earth? I would never damn them like that. What kind of life would they have there? I know it won't be easy, but we can find a way to make it work. Or find another world for you. This world is already a paradise. The paradise is built on the lives of innocent. This is not the perfect world your parents were searching for, but we can save everyone. We can send the people here back home, and you and I can convince everyone here to come to Earth, or even temporarily, until we can figure out a way to save the great world or find them a new home. Your parents could even help us do that. My God, your parents, Neil. Your parents are on the ship. You lie! You know I don't. No, Mom, Dad, I told them not to come. So maybe makes him an offer saying, we have to try. Let's try.
Yeah.
So he does it. Like, we need to get to the observation chamber. We'll have access to the transportation cells from there. If I channel the energies from the ship's own drive, I can activate the cells across all the ships and redirect them back to Earth. And then we'll need to convince my people to board the ships themselves and come back to Earth with us. We only have a few days before this planet explodes. That's enough time. But what if they don't listen? We'll make them listen. So they go through all that. They start to transport everyone back, but then I think they're back. Can you use your X-ray vision to see them? My parents, are they gone? Are they safe? Oh, Ulysses. Cleric's right. The ship's drive is offline. The energy I need to put it back before the detonation from the ship. It's prematurely triggered the cord. I can get to it. You can't do anything, Superman. We have to bring the humans back. We have to. Uh-oh. By trying to do that, everything's going to blow.
Oh, my goodness.
The great world blows up.
Holy shit.
Oh. Go on. You couldn't hear them. You could hear them scream, couldn't you? I could. I could hear them scream until the atmosphere unraveled and there was no more air to breathe. They are all dead. Everyone I ever knew is dead, and I helped you do this. I helped you kill them all. You lied to me. You destroyed the great world. It was an accident. And this leads to the big fight. And you can definitely tell here, this is where John Romita's artwork starts to weaken. I mean, just look at this cover and compare it to the first one.
Yeah, that's not very good.
Not really. Oh, this is where he gets more rough. Even more rough than usual.
Yeah.
I trusted you. You told me that if I returned the people to Earth and refrained from stabilizing the core of my planet with their lives, we could find another. Yeah, so summarizing it all, basically repeating it all and saying, I destroyed my world, and now I'm going to destroy yours. So everyone's so freaked out and confused. They're like, what happened? Crash down there. Superman, you just said we were going there. We want to go. My family and I want to go. You can't. It's gone. What happened? What's important is that you're safe, that you realize that there is no perfect world out there. There never was. I know you're facing things you feel you can't overcome, but you have to look here for answers, for help, for hope. Neil, I won't let you do this near innocence, Neil. There are no innocents on this planet, Superman. I don't want to fight you. Then watch me. Watch me annihilate this world the same way you tricked me into annihilating mine. So he's ready to detonate the core. So what is he like? I realize how awful this is, and I'm sorry, Neil, but I have to stop you. I'll just take your heat vision. And this is where the solar flare finally happened.
Basically, okay.
Keeps pushing his heat vision, does it so much it triggers something. As he unleashes all of his pent-up solar energy, more than Ulysses can handle.
Oh, that's pretty, though.
I was just trying to save my home. And also Clark's suit. For the first time since Morrison introduced the armor, it's destroyed.
Uh-huh.
Superman, everything's going to be all right. Who? Good morning, Clark. The Batcave. How'd I get here? I brought you here. The last thing I remember, Ulysses was trying to trigger some kind of earthquake. I hit him with heat vision and you detonated. What? It seems on top of super strength, flight, and X-ray vision, you developed a new superpower. A new superpower? I'll admit, I'm almost jealous. It looks like your heat vision is actually a precursor to another ability you possess. You unleash the energy stored in every one of your cells. You created a solar flare, Clark. A super flare. I might be worried about how powerful you were getting if it wasn't you. I didn't realize what was happening. I had trouble controlling it, and you passed out. I've never seen you pass out. What about Ulysses? Is he all right? They have Ulysses in a cell on Stryker Island. It's lined with batteries that are siphoning off and storing the energy he generates. It was originally built for the parasite, but it negates Ulysses' abilities using the same general principle. For now, anyway. Ulysses isn't a villain, Bruce. And at least not like the ones in Arkham. I'll take your word for it. He was lost, confused, overcome with grief. I need to go talk to him. Mr. Kent, I'll assume you'll want your cape back then. I did what I could to remove the dirt, but it doesn't appear to react to heat or steam. It's Kryptonian fabric, Alfred, a gift from my parents. My armor, you're wearing what's left of it. If I could borrow some clothes then, I need to get to Stryker Island. You'll need a lift. I feel okay, Bruce. I can fly myself back. Actually, no, you can't. Not only did the super flare incinerate everything within a quarter of a mile around you, it also left your cells depleted. What are you talking about? Until your cells recharge, which will theoretically take a day or so, your powers are gone. For the next 24 hours, you'll be as human as I am.
Oh, shit.
Yep. I don't know what kind of strings Perry and White pulled, but you're the only reporter who's been allowed in here to see him, Mr. Kent. I appreciate it, Warden. What do you want? Tell you I'm sorry. I really thought we could save everyone. I don't want to talk to you. Ever. Neil, I'll go. Neil? Mom, Dad, what are you doing here? Superman talked to the warden. He let us in to see you. We know you did some bad things. We know there's so much more to the story. And you'll have to be here however long they tell you. But that doesn't mean we don't love you. We'll always love you. Always, son. What am I looking at this time, Olsen? That's Superman fighting Ulysses. That blue blur is Superman? No, that's Ulysses. That red and blue blur is Superman. You kind of have to cross your eyes to make them out, to be honest. One good photo, Olsen. That's all I'm asking. Just one. Someday I'll make this investment pay off. Kent, first day back and you got the front page. Keep it up. The minutes of Ulysses. I'll do my best, Mr. Light. Though I like the headline I submitted with the article. The tragic story behind Ulysses. Come on, too soft, Kent. We need to sell papers. Hey, Clark, how about some lunch? I'm buying. Hot dogs? Sounds good, Jim. So basically, as they're going on and talking, he then reveals about what he did. He actually did spend every cent. Gave it all to charities, anyone who did it, and all that. I gave it to people who needed them. Hired a fleet of private eyes to track them down, and a legion of accountants to cut the checks. They're going out today. It'll be done by sundown. Mama Dale probably never wanted to ever speak to me again, but so what? They never gave me the time of day anyway. All those people, maybe I can't fix their lives in a snap, but maybe I can give them a chance to get them back on their feet. Yet when Nightwing did this, people hated it.
Oh, yeah.
When Nightwing did that, people bashed it. When Jimmy does it, hey, you go, Jimmy. Now, granted, one was a gift from someone who loved him. The other was being helped by their own selfish needs. There is a bit of a difference, but still.
Right.
But what does Clark do? He goes back to Perry's words, and he reveals himself to Jimmy.
Oh, shit.
And that's the new outfit. Less of an armor, because it's back to fabric again.
I like it, though.
Yep. Clark, I'm so proud. But there's still two more issues. One that's an epilogue with that's Geoff Johns' last issue, where it deals with Clark still being weakened. The package is in the mail. Very good. You can come and go home now, Miss Janet. A hot meal will be waiting. Thank you, Mr. Oz. Clark Kent, my best friend is Superman. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Jim. Jim, huh? Maybe you should sit down. Okay, this is crazy. This is great. This is insane. This is the best day of my life. You guys show me everything. Let's start flying. Yeah, that's the funny thing, Jim. I can't fly. I can't do much of anything near super. Not right now, anyway. Oh, I get it. You almost got me, Clark. I got to admit, without the glasses, you're a dead ringer. But so he's not believing it. Is it because of the lenses? They actually changed the shape of my eyes, and they dull the colors. But still, you're not Superman. Your costume even looks different. Had to get a new one because of what happened. I'm listening. What happened? Your heat vision was a part of it? So basically we get another summary of everything.
Right.
Oh, yeah, now I'm left powerless. Batman, right. Batman told you that. He's not believing it at first. I don't blame him.
No, I don't either.
Superman's human for a day. The wind's a little cold. I should have brought a jacket. Yeah, well, I use my microscopic vision to see the air density to address appropriately. The air density? Molecules in the air are dense when it's colder. I have to gauge the temperature that way because I usually can't feel it. Okay, that's a good explanation. How could he do it if he can't feel it?
Oh, that's a really good explanation. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, because he can't just assume it's going to be cold.
I mean, he could just Google it.
Yep, I almost have it. You're going to fall, Mason. No, I got it. Whoosh, that boy, he's going to fall. Oh, geez, he's bleeding. You all right? I've bled before. Yeah, but only when someone like Mongo throws a meteorite into your face. You have to be careful. Oh, I guess he is bleeding him, I guess.
Yeah.
The world needs Superman, okay? You're late, Ken, and I don't remember inviting you, Olsen. I could go. You're already in, so take a seat, both of you. I want everyone to welcome Clark Kent back to the fold, and I'd like to personally congratulate him on the response we're getting from his article on Ulysses. Thanks, Mr. White. Nice job on that piece, Clark, but it'll be the last front page you ever get. Will it, Lois? And you okay there, Clark? You okay there, Clark? Or should someone call 911? Just a paper cut. Mr. White, what is it? I'm sorry to interrupt. I got breaking news. There's a gunman on Broadway and 45th. He's tried to rob a store. Police are on the scene. He's got a hostage. And Clark? Oh, no, you don't, Kent. Be careful. I want a story, but I also want my reporters alive. So he's going to you heard the police, sir. Put the gun down. It's Superman. Oh, no. Looks like we beat Clark. Get your camera ready, Jimmy. We're about to see Superman go into action. Not going to let you hurt anyone. And I'd rather you not get hurt either. Stay back! I can't do that. What are you doing? You know what happens when people shoot me, don't you? Stay back! They waste bullets. I said stay back! I will shoot! You don't want to do that. You haven't hurt anyone yet. You can still surrender. You can serve your time because you're going to have to do time. But you can do it with integrity. They'd put me away for years. For what you've done, a few, but less if you give up without pulling that trigger. You'll still have your life ahead of you. Make the right choice. Please. You can trust him. He's Superman. My name's Bob. What's yours? I'm Mick. I'm sorry. It's okay, Mick. He could have shot you. He could have, but he didn't. But he could have. You think I only step in front of guns because I'm bulletproof? But what you did back then... I
love that.
I do too. What you rest? What choice did I have, Jim? There are reporters all over the street, including Lois. How does Batman do this? I don't think you need to worry about how you get out of this unseen. What? Why? Look at your feet. I knew it. So his powers are back, or actually have been back. What can you hear? Everything again. Man, I bet it's a lot to take in. All those people asking for help, all the bad things. Is that what you think I hear most of the time? People asking for help, bad things happening? Isn't it? No. Mostly I hear good things, Jim. Right now after work, it's people seeing others they love, welcoming them home, laughing over dinner, playing with their kids. I try not to pry. I respect privacy, but there's a crowd of noises that are similar enough. I miss them. The sounds. On the other side of it, things taste a little different. I could seek out every single ingredient in this. Not like the hot dogs we had for lunch. Some things taste better that way. So some things are better and some things are worse. But overall, how'd it feel to be human for a day? To be honest, Jim, not as different as I thought it would. Told ya. What's this? Don't know. Came in this morning, Mr. Kent. A blank notebook? The future is unwritten, Clark. But you and your friends will see it soon enough. And then Convergence.
Oh, shit.
Yep, so we're by Convergence. But yeah, here's the last one where John Romita gave his own take on Superman not having his powers. He actually wrote
okay.
This.
So he wrote Andrew?
Yep, and this is going to read like a person who usually draws writing.
Okay, that makes sense.
So he's testing out his the powers. I've always been told to avoid hitchhikers, let alone naked hitchhikers. But for you, I'll make an exception. Climb aboard, nature boy. I can't pick you up every time and from every corner of the earth just so you can experiment with your new power. Either we work on a new plan or you start paying for gas. Alfred's packed a meal for you as always, and there's a full set of clothes and a thermal blanket under your seat. And this time, get dressed before you sit.
I love it. Alfred would. That's such an Alfred thing. I love it.
Yeah, but let's be honest though. This feels. I think John Romita's taken a lot from Frank Miller's Batman with some of this dialogue.
I don't know. It feels okay so far.
Yeah,
at least.
Let's say stuff like Nature Boy or make sure you get dressed before you sit. Does that sound like normal Bruce Wayne saying that? That sounds a little too jokey.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't see it. I think
I didn't say it was bad. I just simply meant that. I just meant that, given how Frank Miller's Batman was even more jokier than normal. Okay, okay. You've recharged the last 24 hours, and I've got everyone pretty much up to speed. Now, do you have a plan, or do we have to give you a plan? Because this worldwide taxi service has got to stop. I know. The story is an extension of my heat vision and was unexpected. But since then, I've developed a small grasp of the trigger. That's why I wanted this meeting. I need your help understanding what's going on. I've been curious about being human. I'm aware of human feelings, but I'm not aware of feeling human. He just went through all that. After a few times, I've come to enjoy it, especially the food. Okay, so he's referencing the last issue.
Mm-hmm.
Food? Seriously? The food? It's a part of it. I'd like to learn to control this and perhaps use it for more than selfish reasons. Learn. So you're not sure if this flare is dangerous to you and to you, your powers, or any of us? That's a good point. Your powers return completely? Yeah, that's a question that requires a specific answer, big guy. I think my flying power is limited to jumps, and this seems indefinite. You think? Indefinite? That's why I'm asking for your help, specifically cyborgs. Been thinking about all this. It seems to me that the test is in order, along the lines of the test format JL11A. JL11A, never heard of that test. Have any of you been through it? Guys? And this is a recreational sector. Well, we think this is recreational. We just need a large space to test your returning power level. And it looks like this was a smart idea. Clever guys. There is no JL11A test, is there? No, but it does give us an idea of how back to normal you truly are. Ugh! Well, back to normal. His head is as hard as semi-scurin reinforced concrete. Okay, he's back to his embarbed self. But what about reflexes? Slam! Rec room? More like rec room with a W. Get it? Yeah, we get it. Nice try. And nice try, though, right? All joking aside, we got answers about your returning power. So basically, all of this is just him going through all this stuff, and he's going to even try the heat vision again. You know, the solar flare, the super flare. Yeah. Let's see if it happens again. Whoosh! A solar flare, an EMP. Anyone know where the broom and dustpan are? Hey, hotshot. Okay, explain to me again. You're putting yourself and us through this because the why I already touched on. But where this came from, I don't know. Fighting against Ulysses brought it on the first time. I'm going to need more help finding out what causes this. But at least I'm getting a better grasp of the trigger. You already said that. I think I figured out how to control the start of it. It's... Wait. Diana's seen this before since they're in that relationship. It's like a long, slow buildup of a primal scream, but without the scream. What bothers me is this the end of it? Are my powers evolving? I don't know, and I need to find out. I understand, Clark, but right now I have a question. The most important one is, are you hungry? Let's have dinner. Your treat. So yeah, they're out. He's having a beer with everyone and everything. Seriously, I think we can capture and harness some of the energy of a solar flare if we adjust the solar cells and batteries, but it will be costly. Bruce, thanks, Vic. Let me call you back. We may have an unexpected situation here. Hey, this is great. I love you guys. Let's get some Italian food after this. I'm starving. So we hang out for a few more hours and drink some more of this stuff. Then we could head back to Little Italy and then and some of those mini pastries and those things called what? Cannolis, right? Hey guys, I know this has been an imposition, but think of the possibility. With this power, we can square up against huge super cosmic baddies. And Clark, keep your voice down. Oh, sorry. Okay, he's getting drunk.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Has he ever had alcohol? Not as a human, he hasn't. He probably has the tolerance of a flea. Can he get a hangover from a few ounces of light beer? Nah, it'll be in his head. Ha ha. as he wakes up, like, oh man, the taste in my mouth is awful. I hope drinking the mouthwash doesn't affect my stomach. I've got to zip there and take care of business before someone gets hurt, before my stomach blows. I'll never do this again. Whoa, forgot, too soon, no flying, just jumping. I'll have to do that, and I'm not that far away. So these guys are just getting this big guns from nowhere. They're just blasting everything. You guys done? Ha! The man said one of you costume freaks would show up, so I think it's supposed to imply that was Oz who gave him all this.
Oh, okay.
Up the building. Oh, crash it on him. He's trying to get his abilities back as he deals with them all. And then he flies off with the weapons. And then we see them reporting all this. And then Lois sees Clark with the bleeding, bandage, the same spot where Superman was bleeding, which was meant to be set up for the truce. So so that's everything. How was all that?
I mean, not expected it to be worse, but I'm not.
I meant the whole story. Okay, let's start on the main story first. Yeah, the main story. Yeah.
Oh, I love the main story.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, and then when I stopped myself earlier, I was going to ask where Ulysses had been, but that's why I said it'll probably explain it in the story.
The Great World. He was on the Great World, but we found out that. But how was that for a twist? I got to say, it was predictable. I hate to say it. This was one of the most predictable stories Geoff Johns has done, but I think that was the point. The whole point was to try and get Superman back on track.
I mean, yeah, and I can see how that worked, and I thought it was I thought it was a good story. It wasn't
not Geoff Johns' best. Probably the weakest we've gone over all the Superman. Last Son, still the best. That's still the best. With Chris and everything.
That's so good.
What would you say was them better, the Legion or the Brainiac story?
Ooh, I'm going to say Legion.
The Legion
one? I like the cast of characters.
Yeah. I mean, you had the Brainiac one, you had the Bizarro story and all that.
Bizarro was good too, though. Seeing Pa Kent get a little bit of powers, that was great.
Yeah, and those were all great. But again, I think this also gives the follies of the Nu52. He couldn't change it that much. He was just trying to get it all back on track.
Yes.
And then they squandered it.
That's so silly.
They squandered it immediately afterward. Now it's been like a year afterward. Immediately. They squandered it. He does all this to get Clark back at the planet. What happens when he gets outed? He's fired.
Oh my gosh.
He's nerfed and everything, and he's trying to reconnect everything with Clark to be back to how he's supposed to do, and then they waste it.
That's so silly.
And like I said, Ulysses was interesting.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that doesn't make sense though. Why did he care about finding out about humanity and wanting to send it all back and everything when that was the plan all along? That's the big question mark there. It's like, wait a second, this doesn't add up.
No, I get what you mean.
He acted like he was going to stay, probably because his parents were there, but then he had to discover what he did not like about humanity, but it turns out he was going to do it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, this was enjoyable. Even with the John Romita art, it was some of his better stuff, for sure. Yeah. Especially the more recent stuff. But I would say I think the Chris story was the best. But to get this back on track for an editorial standpoint, it makes sense.
It made a lot of sense. I love Perry in this. I loved Perry in this.
Yeah, Perry was good. I enjoy Jimmy too.
Oh, Jimmy was really good. Lois, there was no salvaging Earth Nu52 Lois. The damage had been done. Again, as much as Jared loves this era, the damage was done. He might think otherwise. No, and Lois was damaged by this point. They hardly used her. There wasn't much characterization to her. And
he didn't really have any agency either.
Not really, because they were so focused on on Diana that Lois was just there, barely showed up. Lobdell tried to fix that. He actually tried to do stuff with her, but editorial prevented a lot of it. And
why isn't Lobdell working anymore? Why isn't he doing anything?
Given a lot of people not caring for, there's been controversy. He's not Eddie Berganza, obviously, but from what I understand, a lot of people.
Yeah, but he's a creep, to my understanding. Yeah. Okay.
From what I understand, he's not a full-on creep, but a bit of a creep, from what I understand. Yeah. A great writer, but
Yeah, also, I get it.
That Kickstarter biz still not out yet.
Which was his Kickstarter? I forget.
Oh, that one was Brett Booth and everything.
Okay, yep. Yeah, that book, I do remember.
No, I haven't finished yet. Still not out yet.
Oh, wow.
But overall though, not Geoff Johns' best, but still light years better than a lot of other stories that were going on. And it's
for sure
the fact that, the fact it was so squandered potential. What did you think about Romita's writing at that last one?
I didn't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind a little bit of humor with Batman when it comes to, like, I wouldn't see him joking around with like villains, but like it's Clark.
That's true. It is Clark, but it also felt like, so Superman, the way he's talking about his solar flare, it almost shows the downside of creating that power, where basically you're going to give people the excuse of saying Superman's too powerful. Let's let him use a flare and then have him go about 24 hours without it. It feels like
I get that.
Yeah, and it technically still has that power. That power's still there because John actually had that happen at one point where his solar flare happened.
Yep. During when they were off world.
Yep, and with the Teen Titans.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when he was with the Teen Titans, when he was still a kid, it happened.
Oh, okay. I only remember when they were off world before the War saga.
Right. But it was also in that story as well, because Tomasi, of course, was going to play off something Geoff Johns created.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Ulysses, not the greatest villain. An interesting one for him being just like Superman so much, but again, once you find out he's been committing murder and everything, you just there's no redeeming.
There's no redemption. Yep, exactly.
No matter what. I mean, there could have been if it didn't blow up in their face.
Right.
And to be fair, that was an accident. They didn't know it was going to happen.
Which part?
The Great World blowing up.
Oh, yeah. No, they had no idea.
They thought they could do it. And then, whoopsie.
Yep.
So, I would give this a 6 out of 10 if I had to rate it.
I would say... Yeah, I would say 7. I'd give it a little bit more credit. I think 7 is good. I think it was, even if it was predictable, it was still written very well.
Right. And I think this is the most blatant of Geoff Johns fixing stuff by referencing what came before and then giving a context or undoing it.
Yeah.
Come on, like the stuff with Jimmy especially. It felt like, I don't even remember where that came from about Jimmy being rich and his parents dying.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I do love how he basically, Geoff Johns, clarified it by saying, oh no, they're not really dead.
Right.
Yep, but yeah, so wasted potential is what I say the story was, given what happened afterwards.
Yep, I totally agree.
Yep, but, well, that's all we've got to say on this one. Thank you for joining on this one, Tristan. And
no problem.
Yep, and I, by the way, want to say, since this is the first time I've recorded, well, no, second video I've recorded since I've got started my Ko-fi, but I completely forgot last time. I want to give a shout out to you and Bianca for being my two, your subscribers on Ko-fi.
Oh, yeah, get a shout out. Yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, you did the $5. That goes to a shout out. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank Bianca for helping support me. And here's hope I can get monetized on YouTube as well.
Keep pushing that. Keep pushing that on your community posts. Everybody watch a playlist. Let it run in the background while you're doing some work. Only less than 75 hours. You can get there.
Yep. So, until then, we'll see you all in the next one.
Bye, guys.